Hello and welcome back to our second video from Punta Cana. We're at the airport, but generally Punta Cana sits on the eastern tip of the Dominican Republic and has over 30 miles of white sand beaches, meets both the Atlantic Ocean and the Caribbean Sea, and grew from a quiet palm forest in the 1970s into a major global resort destination. The airport is small but efficient. Air conditioning is limited, so be prepared to feel the humidity as soon as you land. Baggage claim is quick, immigration lines move even faster. Once you're done with the formalities, my advice is to pre-book a transfer from the airport to your resort. You can also reach out to your resort to arrange for transportation, but contrary to popular belief, we did not feel overwhelmed or face persistent taxi drivers. The pre-booked driver from the arrangement will be holding your name card and is easy to spot since the airport is pretty organized. I'll put the link to the official airport transfers website in the description, and it costs 90 Canadian dollars for a round trip. Before we leave the airport, here's a shot of the food court in the departure terminal, the lounge, and the gates. From the airport to Bavaro, where we're staying for this trip, it's a 20 to 30 minute drive depending on traffic. Bavaro is a bustling epicenter for tourist resorts on the eastern coast of Coconut on the island of La Hispaniola. You can also choose to stay in other areas like Cap Cana or Arena Gorda, depending on what you prefer. We chose Bavaro for the calmer waters and a huge selection of resorts. It is also worth noting that some resorts do not allow taxis, Ubers, or other vehicles to enter the property, but we got dropped off right at the lobby. I did a separate video for the resort review, and I would recommend watching that to learn more about the resort. I'll also put a link to that video in the description or comments below. Also, it's funny, but I missed showing the dinner buffet in the other video, so let's quickly go through that here. Dinner is served till 10 p.m. and like breakfast has a huge selection of options. Since the resort is all-inclusive, you obviously don't have to pay for anything, including the restaurants on site and the coffee shop. They have a variety of salads on site, and some items from the breakfast buffet may be repeated at dinner, but they're always fresh. They also have a live grill, a huge selection of sausages, and a huge selection of cheese as well. They've also got dishes like rice, lentils, beans, vegetables, and they've got a wood-fried oven for fresh pizza, and they also grill patties for burgers and sausages. And there's also a selection of sauces that you can choose from according to your taste. There's also a fresh live station for pasta, so you can order any type of pasta that you want to eat. Then there's also a variety of desserts to choose from, all different kinds of desserts. Fruits like mango, watermelon, kiwi, guava, and an ice cream section with toppings as well. So that's ample. If you forgot to book your excursions in advance, you can do so at the resort. You can tell them the kind of activity you'd prefer and they'd give you plans and options along with transportation. There's also a gift shop on premises, so you can buy souvenirs and anything else that you may have forgotten to pack. These shops are all open till 10 p.m. So what are the activities that you can do when you're here? We kept a full day aside for a trip to Saona Island and booked it through Get Your Guide in advance. I linked that in the description too. The activity operator picks you up from the resort if it falls within the pickup zone and takes you via bus to Bayahibe Island. Also, there are things you need to pack for this trip because it involves a lot of water transfer and it's full day, so swimsuits, beach shoes, extra pair of clothes, towels, water, snacks, and above all, sunblock. After 30 minutes or so, the tour first makes a stop at the Dominican Plaza, where you can buy souvenirs or use the bathroom because there aren't many on Bayahibe Island. The stop is for 25 minutes. The souvenirs aren't really unique, but they're a regular tourist trap as you would expect anywhere in the world. You can buy magnets, decorative items, tobacco, alcohol, and jewelry from here. Nothing too fancy, just the regular stuff. Okay, so now most importantly, here's what you need to understand about this whole trip. The tour starts from your hotel, makes a pit stop at the Dominican Plaza, and then moves on to Bayahibe Island, which takes almost 2 hours. Once on the island, you walk 10 minutes to the beach, from where you'd either take a catamaran or speedboat to go to the natural pools. Speedboat is fast, but catamaran can be anywhere from 1.5 to 2 hours. You then stop at the pool for 30 minutes and then another 20 minutes to Saona Island, where you'll stay for 2 to 3 hours and have lunch, which is included. Then, if you've already done the catamaran, a speedboat will take you back to Bayahibe, or a catamaran if you came on the speedboat. Also, keep in mind that getting on and off the boats means walking through waist-deep water, so I'd recommend a waterproof bag too. And also, the transfer from a speedboat to a catamaran, which can happen, means that you have to go from one boat to the other in the middle of the water. So keep that in mind too.
Mover el esqueleto y la bebida. ¿Quién quiere bebida? ¿Quién quiere bailar? Allá tenemos el agua. Agua, fire, staff, animal.
So, this is how we spent the full 11 hours on the Saona Island Bayahibe excursion. Left at 7:30 am in the morning and got back at 6:30 pm in the evening. It cost us 90 Canadian dollars per person. The total trip was 4 days, but excluding 2 days of travel, we got to do and see everything that we wanted to in the remaining 2 days. We spent the final morning in Punta Cana watching the sunrise, which I'm going to show you in the next few shots. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel, and until our next adventure, take care and goodbye.